Well, welcome everyone to this month's Consumer Insights, where we are following the trends around bizarre inventions. And it's really the role of the entrepreneur to drive innovation, especially since we've got an innate focus in North America to bring back manufacturing, to reshore our manufacturing. And we need to ensure that not only is this generation, but future generations are looking at inventions and innovations to further the good of the entrepreneurial spirit. Well, before we get started, if you will follow us on your favorite social media channels, and I hope that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will like and you will share this presentation with your fellow entrepreneurs. And please do not forget to sign up for our monthly newsletter. There is the email address there, info@weconnectglobal.com, or go to our website and fill out our form, and we'll make sure that you are part of our community of entrepreneurs. Well, my name is Darlene Gagnon, and I'm the co-founder of We Connect Global Branding Agency. And together with my husband, Denny Gagnon, we manage 3 entrepreneurial businesses. And we really believe in sparking the spirit of innovation when it comes to supporting that drive for new inventions, new technology, and breathing that spirit of innovation within North America. We want to see manufacturing coming back to North America. We want to see our future generations inspired to become entrepreneurs themselves. And so as we take a moment and reflect on the inventions of our great nation to date, I hope that it will inspire you to think about what you can do to really make North America a striving, innovative community again. So let's just talk about what makes an invention bizarre. Well, an invention can be considered bizarre when it deviates from the normality, when it presents a solution to a problem that most people might not even consider. And it might be functionality, it might be design, it might be this concept that it stands out in a very peculiar way. And sometimes these odd inventions are ahead of time, right? And it is hard for product adoption. It might even challenge traditional thinking. And so surprisingly, simple, solving everyday issues that maybe nobody ever thought of before, it might be incredibly complex, if you will say, addressing kind of these niche problems. But underlying this is really shocking novelty, right? When we as entrepreneurs can really begin to think outside the box, we can push the boundaries of creativity, which separates us from our competition and helps the entrepreneurial inventor community thrive so that we as a nation stay ahead of our competition. And let me just talk to you about a couple of historical bizarre inventions throughout our own history. The invention of the windshield wipers and umbrellas, they were initially met with skepticism. They were considered bizarre and unfamiliar were the community at large to the concept. When Mary Anderson invented the first practical windshield wiper, this was in 1902, and it was a complete radical departure from the norm. One, she was a woman, she was inventing. And usually drivers were used to scraping manually off any rain or snow. And so this task seemed, odd to her, but in the same likeness, people were used to the norm. And so despite the practicality, the safety benefits, the adoption of the windshield wiper was actually a very, very slow process for her. And it's a fascinating story. I highly suggest you go look at it. Now let's talk about the umbrella. Okay, it's got ancient origins. It was seen as a peculiar invention. It was introduced in very different cultures. In many Western societies, the umbrella was initially regarded as a female accessory. And an Englishman by the name of Jonas Hanway, he began using the umbrella in the 18th century to shield himself from the rain. And it was considered bizarre. He was considered kind of a freak. And at the time that lapsed, people started adopting the umbrella and it became more than a woman's accessory. It transcended its usage. So both of these both of these invitations are great examples of how they started out bizarre, not well adopted. People kind of criticize, ridicule, because people like to stay in their safe space. But in order to stay competitive in business, competitive as a nation, competitive as our future generations rise up, we must embrace the concept of inventions and really thinking outside the box. So let's talk about why some bizarre inventions succeed and some do not. And then I am going to give you some great examples of some cool and upcoming trends in inventions that will capture your eye. And so usually I would say that bizarre inventions, they are overlooked because maybe they're unique, they're innovative. People might look at it because it might catch their eye in terms of public attention, but they may step back away and say, I'm just not ready to embrace that right now. When I see other people or famous people embracing this invention, then maybe I will consider it. And then sometimes you will find that bizarre inventions are not really attracting the traction that they need because their usefulness is overshadowed and it might be too eccentric, right? So it may be too obscure, too ahead, too advanced. So when we're looking at creating innovation in products, we need to find that careful balance between providing something that's innovative and functional where people will embrace your invention, but at the same time, it's pushing the boundaries for competitiveness, for creativity, for future product adoptions and expansions into new product lines, et cetera. So from an entrepreneurial standpoint, you want to push the limits, but you don't want to push the limits so far that you cannot bring in the right audience to purchase your invention. So let's talk about the importance of innovation. And then we're going to talk about some cool consumer trends that are happening right now with bizarre inventions that I see as really being on the forefront of thought progress in terms of how we take products that we've been using all the time and taking them up a whole nother notch. So the innovation word is really the life blood of every single entrepreneur. It runs in our veins, right? And this process of innovation, of improving products that already exist, help you really look at opportunities to tap into a market that has already got proof of performance, but you can take and improve that product, right? And then you're not only meeting that unmet need, but you're setting yourself apart, right? And you want to be a disruptor of established markets. That's really the importance of innovation and making sure that your invention is getting traction in order to build revenue. Because remember, if you don't have revenue coming in, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So we need innovation because we need to reshore manufacturing here in North America. We need to make sure that future generations are embracing inventions, right? So it's really important that you're strategic when you're bringing inventions or the concepts to market, okay? So let's talk about some things that some inventions that I feel have been very inspirational and that you might even find that you recognize. And I hope this will inspire you to continue to think outside the box on how can you create a blue ocean strategy. Are you familiar with that book, Blue Ocean Strategy? It's one of the best books. It's really about going into a market that already exists and disrupting it with added value that your competition does not offer. And that's what you can do with very bizarre, innovative inventions. Well, I'm sure that you've heard of the movie Joy, right? And this 67-year-old, boy, she was down on her luck financially, really working hard to take care of her family. And she actually created the Miracle Mop and sold it on QVC. And she went on to create many, many more inventions. So when you think of inventions, you don't have to go back to the 1900s and think about the inventions that were made that we enjoy today. You can come in to this day and age and really think about what you can do to bring life to manufacturing or bringing life to a product that you've been thinking about for quite some time. So check out her story, check out her movie. It's very, very inspirational. Now let's talk about an invention that you're very familiar with, the ironing board. Here, Sarah Boone had a plank with two chairs underneath it. And what did she do? She created this concept of the ironing board, and she received a patent in 1892, and she became one of the first Black women in American history to be awarded one. And today we've got all kinds of innovative, portable, flexible, in the wall, pull it down, ironing boards, right? So someone that took an obstacle and turned it into an opportunity. And that also really defines Philo Farnsworth, who was really, really the home inventor of this television console, right? And I got to tell you, this guy went through a lot of ups and downs to get a deal accepted with RCA and bringing this product to market. And can you imagine, now we're walking around with iPhones, and it would not have been possible without this man's invention. Now, not all inventions are those inventions that are most memorable. Here's something that you may not even think about, which is the super soaker, Lonnie Johnson. My gosh, he worked for the US Air Force. He was involved with NASA, and he accidentally created this water toy that we know and that we love. And so he was looking for an opportunity of how to create a environmentally heat pump that would shoot Freon, which would rely on water instead of Freon. And from there, this became just kind of fun novelty toy that we all use today. So thinking of something that is a need and then adapting it into additional product lines, that's the cool factor of being an entrepreneur and being an inventor. And then you might be very familiar with Waldorf Astoria's hotels. I know I am. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous hotel. I had the privilege of being in that hotel with my beautiful daughter-in-law back in the day and enjoying the luxury of that hotel. It's so beautiful. The architecture is amazing. But this gentleman went on to create the bicycle brake. Yep, that's it. They were riding their bicycles around, didn't have a brake, and this guy pulled double duty. Not only was he running a major hotel chain, but he was really looking at innovation in a very different light and took care of the bike brake for us all. So listen, these are kind of old inventions, and we need to figure out, how do we as entrepreneurs drive and turn bizarre ideas into successful products? And let me show you some very cool consumer trends. Safety first. Vans new sneakers come with built-in ankle guards. All you reckless skaters out there, pay attention. Vans wants to make sure that you are playing it safe, or at least keeping your ankles safe. And according to Taka Hayashi's new ankle guard, it's fitted to the Vans Era sneakers. And if you are not savvy enough to know she is a really beautiful Californian artist, and she's a Vans Vault designers, and she's creating Vans collections as well. And so, Vans shoes, they're kind of workwear, outdoorsy direction, but here she's created a shoe that protects the ankle for the skater. So taking a product, adopting it with a new strategy, creating a new product line of revenue, and a new creative invention. And then on top of that, there has been a product extension with Gucci and the studded Gucci Vans as well that also cater to the skater. So you see how there's all these different cool revenue streams by one major new invention. Okay, so when you say that wheelless bicycles wasn't enough for YouTuber The Q, the crazy builder is back, and he's got another zany invention, creating airless tires that are made, that are rugged, that are shock absorption, and that are made from sliced PVC pipes. These are airless tires that have been around for decades. NASA has used the merits of building these tires because they are not pressurized, they're not prone to puncturing, but their invention has not really translated into consumer grade vehicles. So here we go. It's a crazy concept, but we've got airless tires for bicycles. Where do you think this will happen? What will happen with our own personal vehicle tires? Well, stay tuned, because Michelin is looking at this concept. So very kind of interesting invention, if you will, that's got some innovation tied to something that already currently exists. And now they're turning around and applying it to consumer needs. And look at the design on this. Look how gorgeous that design looks. It's very, very cool. Okay, let's talk about origami and engineering. So this art of folding paper into intricate shapes and patterns, it provides engineers with these techniques to create structures, right? They're ultra compact. They're strong, they're stable, they're light, they're flexible, and they're ideal for the application of in space or in medical devices. But this is kind of interesting. This is patent pending. This is a pattern that is compact, is precise, right? Can fold up, and it's a solar panel that can be used for traveling, throwing it into your backpack, under the front car of your seat. It withstands really high winds, and it's got a tripod so it can be on uneven ground. And so now you've got a source for solar panel energy wherever you go. So again, concepts of taking things that already exist, putting them together and thinking about the functional needs of the consumer and creating very, very cool designs. And BMW is doing something even cooler. They unveiled a car that can change its color because the exterior is coated with this ink. Ink is the same kind of tech that's used in an Amazon Kindle ebook. So now what you can do is you can cover the surface. Look at that innovation and design, right, of an entire automobile. And this was showcased in the 2022 CES conference. And so this is a way for individuals to really express their own creativity, their own individuality, their own autonomous look for their own vehicle. So again, it's a product that already exists. It's a technology that already exists. And now a cool invention is coming to fruition, and it's promoting creativity, innovation, and design. It's allowing the consumer to really put their own brand and their own mark on this vehicle. Very, very cool invention. Now, I love this invention. This is an ultra thin hot water bottle. And it was designed by the University of Texas. It was a PhD student. And it was originally designed, if you look at the second image, to address menstrual pain. But now you can see that these gel patterns can really be used for multi-purpose appropriations after surgery. If you're trying to heal a ache or a stretch in a shoulder, this kind of thing. They're filled, I want to read this. They're thermal gels. Okay, you can heat them in a microwave. You can heat them in a pot of water. You can cool them in a freezer, and then you can peel back and paste them here, or you can actually asphyxiate them to the area that needs the support of the gel pack. So very, very cool, very interesting. And now let's talk about this revolutionary textile that's game changing. It's a real trend in themes: color changing textiles, responsive materials, right? Smartphone controlled fashion. These are some of the trends that we're starting to see in terms of inventions. And it's really disrupting the innovation of just thinking that we're going to take the same cotton material or the same leather and create a bag. No, now we've got an opportunity for color changing. And that is very cool for us women. We can really adapt these products to match our outfits, right? How cool is that to meet the need of the consumer for color changing textiles? So very, very cool opportunity. This particular bag is called Cromorphous, and it does this. It really does change in terms of color treatments. Very, very cool. All right, so I just showed you a couple of trends, and I just want to talk to you really quick about the creative process for new inventions, right? It's vital for us as entrepreneurs to be thinking about what's new, what's next in inventions, and we need to create an idea generation. We need to create a generation that is looking for problem solving, and they are looking at concept developing, prototyping, testing, refining, and creating these real tangible steps to take an abstract idea and make it into a viable product or service. And for us entrepreneurs that already exist, it's our goal, and it should be our goal, to make sure that we are reaching out into our community and really encouraging those next generations of entrepreneurs, those teens, those college students, to start thinking about what they can do to contribute to society with cool inventions. And there's so many great entrepreneurial groups out there that will help with these startups. So it's really something fascinating when I see a study that comes back and tells us that 86% of young Americans want to become a social media influencer. That is mind-blowing. That is their inspiration, is to become a social media influencer. Not the next inventor of a light bulb, not the next inventor of an airplane. This is a shift in society that we must change. And as the future drivers change, young people really need to be equipped with the skills to help them navigate through this real rapidly evolving world. Okay. And we need to encourage them to engage in the creative process. It's important to help them have a mindset that is innovative, curious, that's resilient, and it really prepares them to adapt into change and to adapt into being proactive creators of change versus sitting back and saying, I want to be a social media influencer. So we've got to nurture this mindset. And this is a great role for us as entrepreneurs. If you are busy building your business and you see in society that there's kind of this decay that's happening in our society, these are small things that you can do, which is starting at home, making sure that your kids are encouraged Encourage to have curiosity and creativity. Okay. So encourage questions. Make sure that if they're naturally curious and always asking why, that you are providing them those answers. If you can support your teacher or your public school system or your local community events, arts, things of that nature, dance, music, encourage those levels of creativity. It stimulates the brain. Get them outside exploring, not just necessarily sitting behind the iPhone or the television. This is really important. And guide them through the invention process. Today's society, these children need to know that you don't just have to go and get your 4-year degree, that you can really start thinking about things that you would like to solve, problems you would like to solve, and provide them the tools for exploration. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity too, if they do get involved. There's great coding classes that kids can get involved in if they love technology. There's art classes, and believe me, we need the arts. We need the arts because arts and creativity of building things can lead to architecture, can lead to engineers. There's creativity in the creation. So don't hesitate to push children into the arts. I think it's a great opportunity, and not to mention the stimulation of working with your hands and thinking it within your mind, and problem solving in a very innovative way. And so we want to promote those diverse interests, and obviously we want to lead by example. When we ourselves are problem solving, it's great to talk about it out loud with our children. Even if they don't understand our business, it's good for us as entrepreneurs to talk to them about the new products and services in their own terms, in their own terms, in their own ability to understand, and hopefully spark some interest in entrepreneurship as a whole. So as always, there are some great inventions that are being created every day. And as a marketer, I've got to leave you with this last tip. Make sure that you're documenting your invention process or your new product and service process as you begin to create and innovate within your business. Consult with your professionals as always, right? We've got to navigate the world of intellectual property anytime that we're working, and we must ensure that our employees have NDAs and that you've got proper contracts in place if you're a startup and you're creating something new and different. Partnership agreements are equally as important. Don't assume anything. Make sure you get the experts involved so that you can safeguard your brain child, and make sure that you're patenting your inventions, registering your logo, your trademark, leveraging copyrights. Make sure those trade secrets are confidential. That's all super important from a marketing, branding, legal, operational standpoint, right? You don't want to go to market with a product and a logo that you're going to end up having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars defending later on. So those are just a couple of entrepreneurial tips around inventions. The whole idea of this discussion is really to talk about the fact that we as entrepreneurs need to continue pushing to be forward thinking. And if you're saying, you know what, look, I don't have any ideas, I don't have any inventions that I want to bring to market, then I suggest you get out and you support startups. Find ways to become a mentor, find ways to provide them additional learning around whatever areas of expertise you offer. It's important that we are supporting these inventors and making sure that we're guiding them through the process so they can launch products to market, and where we as a nation can start taking the lead in manufacturing and reshoring. We certainly need it. Well, listen, I want to wrap this up. It's been great visiting with you for this short time. Additional resources for further learning, we hope that you will check us out on Issue. It's issue.com/. We connect global branding agency, and we've got all kinds of great marketing and business tools that we use with our clients every single day. And I want you to always know that we are your online business toolkit. And what does that mean? We will create a marketing report card that will show you, your business, how you are performing online in comparison to your industry, in comparison to your competition. And so we give you a very simple school rating, A, B, C, D, F, as it relates to your social media, your SEO, your paid advertising, your website, your business listings. How are you ranking and being found by your consumers? This report will give everything that you need. It will even tell you things that you need to fix on your website, so you can give that to your web designer. You can sign up for that report free. Go to our website, We Connect, WEKINNECT global.com. Go to our contact us page. You will see a form there that says, how is my business performing online? You can complete that form and we'll send your report to you complimentary. And let me tell you, with that being said, when you are working with our business for your marketing efforts, every single month, you'll get a great executive report. And that executive report tells you that we're doing our job, and you'll be able to monitor your business listings. You can actually manage your reputation online. You can request for reviews, you can respond to reviews, or we can take care of that for you. But this is a complete online account that you can set up, and you can actually go in and set it up now at no charge. And you can explore these tools and these resources. We've got great guides there and videos for you to watch so that you can become a better entrepreneur and a better marketer for your business. We work in 3 formats. Either you can do it all yourself using our technology and our tools, or we can work with you and your team. Maybe they handle social media, we take care of your website, or we can be your complete marketing department. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today as we dabbled into the consumer trends of bizarre inventions. I hope that you will follow us on your favorite social media platforms, subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure that you share this video with a future inventor, and subscribe to our newsletter as well. And don't forget to look at some of our next and upcoming events that we will be having as we continue to teach entrepreneurs how to be more profitable in their business, how to really increase revenue through solid marketing or solid sales strategies as well. We're not just a marketing agency. We're here to build a community of thriving entrepreneurs. And if this webinar, if you receive some benefit, we hope that you will leave us a Facebook review or a Google review. Thank you guys so much. You guys have an awesome day, and I appreciate your ongoing support.